What up, Nation? It's me, Temptation, back with my creation for Nature of Violation. It's time to hunt some monsters in the wild. Don't worry, I've seen intros that are worse. In our search for a monster called the White Wraith, we somehow stumbled upon a red-blue monster. Nada, is this the one we are looking for?
No, that's not the—
Let's kill it. This inflated sea leviathan is an Uthduna. It shows several similarities in shape to Namiel, but then as you would follow the average diet in America. Her attacks mainly consist of throwing herself on the ground in the hope that someone is underneath, which usually works quite well. Uthduna often switches between two phases. In my opinion, one is more popular simply because the average hidden doesn't correspond to the age that Minecraft YouTubers are interested in. What is interesting is that Olivia fights during the hunt. I've only experienced this myself during the Vitalis fight when the excitable A-lister joined in. Yeah, Worlds has never been good with names. With Olivia as a fellow hammer bro, I do feel sorry for this monster at times. I also looked a bit at comments on the internet which I strongly advise against, don't try this at home. I saw that there are quite a few strong opinions about Olivia in general, but actually this doesn't surprise me anymore after being on the internet for maybe too long. Wait, a cutscene moment? Ah, look at that, I think we found the White Wraith. It reminds me a bit of the Indominus Rex from Jurassic World. I have a feeling it has the same lore, like the Keepers created the White Wraith, controlled Animore, and that it ultimately caused their downfall. But that's just a theory. A game theory. Hey, at least you can carve the body. After a trip through the woods and a quick meeting with the Whatwats, we encounter Zato. You know, the plot device one video ago. Wait, there's another village? Welcome to England in 1800, quite recognizable by the massive use of oil and furnaces. I can't believe that one village is still in the Stone Age while another has already reached the Industrial Revolution. And just like the Industrial Revolution, the working conditions are so horrible that a few children need to go out to collect oil in an area full of creatures unknown to the eye of God. You see, the villagers are trying to perform a complex ritual in order to create their favorite stones. They call it the festival, but I don't see much to celebrate about it. For that, they need oil of an extremely good quality. It's just a bit of a shame that this oil can only be found in the cave of a monster. They're dead. Too bad, I wonder why. Oh, that's why. The developers really have a thing for inflation. This is no longer a coincidence. This bloated chicken is a Rampopolo. By absorbing gases through its still, it is possible to reach this size. This brute wyvern is, due to its inflated form, especially popular among specific groups, including the pyrocynical fanbase. The right to live is certainly universal, but some creatures don't even belong in this universe to begin with. The Rampopolo is one of them. So apparently the people who are looking for oil were alive after all. So with a pot full of resources that are able to summon the entire American army, it's time to go back. With all the pieces in place, the festival can finally begin. That was quick, it's time to go back. It was fun though. You're probably thinking, oh Tap, isn't this whole video getting a bit monotonous with a constant cycle of story, introduction of monster and hunting of said monster? So now that others have come to the conclusion that apparently the entire ecosystem has become corrupted, it's up to us to figure out what caused it. And there is no better place to find out than a specific part of the map where two monsters just happen to be fighting each other, adding more story, introducing another monster, and wow, I didn't expect this, hunting said monster. We are truly playing Monster Hunter. I should also say that I find it hilarious how Nada tried to solo the White Wraith with just a piece of rock. This part is crucial to the entire story because it sets up perhaps the most confusing character arc I've ever experienced. So the White Wraith sucks all the energy out of the Railgun Pokemon, after which Nada tries to guilt trip us for not trying to kill a destructive dragon ourselves. Because we have the weapon, as he says, but it gets worse as you see later. But surprise, the Railgun is reloaded and oh boy, after that fight earlier he needs someone to vent his frustration on. Unfortunately, we are the closest. In my previous video I already had some experience with this fight, however I find it very unfortunate that the music I used is copyrighted. For those who want to know what music it was the Battle of Belladin's Store from Final Fantasy 15. Since when is Final Fantasy music copyrighted? That part was actually my favorite part of the video, the whole transition from Bowtrousle to the other song was the beauty of it. As you may have noticed, I am a little bit pissed about this. So a little bit more about the game itself. Because Radar really likes to stay in the air for a long time, I thought it would be useful to bring out the insect clave again. This is of course because King Dedede also has the gift of flying. Did you remember that the whole point was that my character looks like him? It's not for other reasons, such as the game becoming significantly easier with the insect clave. That would be pretty silly. I give Raydao 5 booms on the boom meter. Quite shocking, I know, just as shocking as a Final Fantasy song that's copyrighted. Yeah, I'm very pissed about this. So after wearing the skin of our victims, it's time to head back to Birmingham and— not again! At least the Lalabarina had something special. This was just a spider. Oh, that's disgusting. The children crawl out of a dead body. Nada is sick, so we have to get back as soon as possible. The only problem is that several flying centipedes are blocking the way. So we're back. The locals want to start the festival again, but this festival is slowly turning into a demonic ritual with us as the blood offer. I have no idea how we got into this situation in the first place. It's probably because I was spamming through every form of dialogue to get ahead. That's how I finished Undertale 2, by the way. I only found out later there was something called a story. Maybe I'm going to replay that game once All of Deltarune comes out. So see you all in 10 years, then we can also do a Silksong playthrough. Besides that, it's time to gatekeep, gaslight and girl boss with Olivia until these monsters wish they never came here. Like every other primate, these monkeys have the primal urge to go to fire. And like every other media in Japan, it has a primal urge to include tentacles in any shape or form. The tentacle monster, also known as the Black Flame, thankfully saved us from 10 minutes of gameplay. But what is Monster Hunter without also raising this creature to the ground simply for existing? From ashes it was born and to ashes it shall return. And by it I unfortunately mean myself. The main tactic I use when playing with the hammer is to keep camping on the side where the monsters can hardly get to me. The Black Flame doesn't have that. Every corner has a tentacle and every side is its front. After hours I have to play the game and I'm not prepared for this. Wait, why is he picking me up? Luckily that's over. The festival can continue. Grab your nice stones. It's time to get out of here. Where are we going, you might ask? Glad you noticed. I have no idea myself. What I do know is that we've finally gotten into the story where Capcom takes old monsters, makes them a bit more freaky and it throws them back at you. Though Shagoma was easy, I get it, but did it really need an AoE attack? We've seen the rest before, so let's just— oh yeah, story. We're on our way to Nada's village, I think. Wait, his family is still alive? I didn't expect it actually. I do find it a bit weird that I haven't seen Rathalos yet, even if World of Light you'd encounter him sooner. I wonder where they put him in the game. Oh, that was really coincidental. You would almost think this was all scripted. But if that was the case, that person's name is from Bravely Default would play right about now, and that would never happen. I fought Rathalos many times in previous games, and that's enough knowledge that this is a job for the insect clave. The hammer works better for monsters that are more grounded to earth, and let's say Rathalos is the complete opposite of that. It's time to fight fire with fire.
What did you do?
I hunted the monster in the wild.
This person's a hunter, Uncle. They study monsters and, if needed, slay them.
Which happens surprisingly often, to be honest. Now there's a giant lore dump coming, but let me just tell you in short. And that's why the Eco Dragon weapon is real and everyone in the world is doomed to die. Alright, later.